words said in the aftermath are just too confusing. Now I spend my days watching you throw stones at someone who's already dead. And if this is the way we all began, so how can I ask for any more?
Hello, faithful viewers. It's good to see you again. How are you holding up? I've been worried about you, and I meant to check in sooner, but like you, I've been struggling. For those viewers outside of Minnesota, you're probably aware that the Twin Cities is currently under occupation by a hostile and violent organization known as ICE. The purpose of this occupation is to generate civil unrest, to try and provoke citizens of the United States into responding violently, giving the masked sociopaths an excuse to murder at will. It's clearly a dream come true for many of these would-be stormtroopers, who are so excited at the prospect that some of their number prematurely shot their loads without the cover of manufactured justification. This episode is dedicated to their victims, Renee Good and Alex Pretty. The occupation has disrupted the lives and livelihoods of many throughout the state. And in light of that, theater just didn't seem that important. And compared to the abductions and assaults that are happening across the Twin Cities, maybe it isn't. But on January 29th, I went to the Riverview Theater to see the Academy Award-nominated film Hamnet. And it reminded me why I do this. The final act of Hamnet brilliantly illustrates the healing power of theater. There is something special about gathering in person and sharing the space and the experience with your fellow audience members and the performers. It can be a deeply cathartic experience. If you haven't seen Hamnet yet, I highly recommend it. Never before have I seen such a perfect demonstration of the relationship between life and art and how they affect and influence each other. For artists, the response to tragedy is to create art. That art can help them and their audiences process that trauma. Theater enriches our lives. It acts as a conduit to better understand ourselves and each other. And so, while to some this may seem like a silly thing to pour time and energy into, I'm going to press on. I'll try and point you in the weeks and months ahead towards shows that will help, whether it be one that helps restore some faith in humanity, or just distracts you for a couple of hours so your heart, mind, and soul can rest. But the only barrier to episodes hasn't been the state of the world. There have also been some scheduling issues. Performances needed to be canceled either due to protests or weather. The wonderful and criminally underattended How to Catch creation at Theater in the Round, I had on my schedule 3 times before I was able to actually see a performance. By the time I was able to reschedule most shows, well, they would have closed before I got a review up. Anyway, we're back. Expect regular, if not weekly, episodes going forwards. So, before we dive into our main story and reviews, I want to say thank you to all of the viewers who clicked and watched the last episode featuring the Twin Cities theater bloggers and our 2025 awards. It was the second highest viewed episode of the Stages of Minnesota show. So my thanks as well to all of my BBFFs for being a part of the show. A quick note to those who were selected as Twin Cities theater blogger favorites. The YouTube episode is enabled to allow you to download and edit portions of the show. So if you want to download your announcement and post on your social media, that's absolutely allowed and encouraged. Appreciate a link to the full episode if you do so, but that isn't required either. There are a few upcoming events that I want to share with you and encourage you to get out to see. First, on February 20th at 7 p.m. at the Black Forest Inn, there will be a free reading of Lion's Tooth, a new play by Alex Church. Billed as a comedic exploration full of meat and cardboard boxes about the socio-economic nihilism gripping modern American young people. Church is an up-and-coming theater artist. He recently impressed me and a lot of folks with his Minnesota Fringe show, Breach. I'll be reviewing another show that night, so have to miss it, but I'm hoping some faithful viewer will take it in and report back to me. Speaking of readings, Trademark Theater has announced another staged reading/singing of The Ostentatious Outlaws of Knee-High Valley, an original musical they are developing with writer-composer Keith Hovis. I first encountered the show at an In the Works showcase at the Gremlin Theater in 2024, and then about a year ago, they held a full staged reading of the show at Park Square. I was wiping away tears by the end of the show, thanks specifically to the perfect marriage of a performer and a song. That performer, M. Adam Rosenberg, is back again this year, as are Armando Ronconi and Hope Nordquist. New this year to the cast are Susie Jewell and Max Wotanowitz. This will again take place at Park Square Theater, which was named the Twin Cities Theater Blogger Favorite Theater Venue of 2025 on February 23rd at 7:30 p.m. Tickets for this event are pay what you choose, ranging from $15 to $55. I highly recommend this one, and I will be there as well. So, if you make it out, be sure to track me down and get a picture with me. I'll probably be in the front row if I can. And lastly, Walking Shadow Theater Company is bringing back to the Black Forest Inn their hit, which I saw in 2024, Feast, is by Megan Gogarty, directed by Stages of Minnesota favorite Allison Vincent, and performed by Isabel Nelson. The show features Nelson as the nameless sea hag, mother of Grendel. She slew her ancient enemies, but it wasn't enough. It's never enough. Still, she hungers for retribution. Now, shocked by the strong men of our modern world, she contemplates a new threat, the ultra-rich. When the seductive power of violence beckons, how do you distinguish between justice and revenge? You can experience this fierce one-woman theatrical event with an actual feast curated by the Black Forest Inn. There are show-only tickets available as well. That will be running from February 27th through March 29th at the Black Forest Inn. There's also the option on the Saturday performances to experience Beowulf at 5 p.m. before the feast. This one-man show is adapted by Charlie Bethel, performed by John Heimbeck, and directed by Amy Romani. That's how I did it back in 2024 to get the full experience. Note that the Beowulf does require a separate ticket. We will link to all three of these events in the show notes so you can purchase tickets. Now, we have a new entry in our series, Theater Couples. This installment features 2025 Twin Cities Theater Blogger Award for Favorite Director of a Play, Love and Baseball at Artistry, Eric Morris, and Laura Rudolph Morris. Eric and Laura, aside from being gifted musical theater performers, and in Eric's case also a talented director and designer, are the owners of the Hive Collaborative, which was named the Twin Cities Theater Blogger Favorite Theater Venue of 2024. So, we had a lot of ground to cover. This interview was shot last summer, and we had so much footage that we broke it into 2 episodes, and still left about 25 minutes on the cutting room floor. Let's take a look at part 1. Hi, I'm here at the Hive Collaborative in St. Paul with the owners, Eric Morris and Laura Rudolph Morris. This is their theater space and also their home. And this is the latest installment of Theater Couples.
Great to see you guys.
We're so happy to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
Welcome to our home.
Yeah.
Welcome back to our home.
Literally.
So tell us a little bit about the Hive.
Yeah, the Hive is it's a 2-year project that we that we dove into.
Yes.
It was a performance space before, Dreamland Arts, and 2 years ago when we were searching for some places to rent to possibly do some of our projects, Bingo being one of them. This place came on the market, and the house next door came along with it. So we came and we toured it, and we just kind of knew in a couple of minutes, really being in the space, that this felt really special and something that we just kind of wanted to dive into.
Well, we also had no idea that there was even like a world where you could have a house connected to a theater. We had, as so many people, like been interested in buying a house. The pandemic was not a dream time to do so. And that is also kind of when we started exploring producing. We had come across Dreamland Arts prior to owning the space. It was such a delightful little black box space and that the previous owners had created. They had it set up to only seat 40 people and really felt like they were curating and cultivating specific types of things that were happening here, which was incredible for them. What we wanted to do, being music theater humans, and that being more the focus of the types of events we wanted to produce, only being able to seat 40 people wasn't something that felt super useful to us, especially because we wanted to keep ticket prices really accessible. And so when you're renting a space, sometimes, and if you're paying for rights to a show, all of that.
Paying your performers, paying your designers.
Your budget goes up a lot. People have asked us, when did you know you wanted to like run a theater? I don't think we knew that that was really a realistic endeavor.
Run a theater space probably when we walked in here and decided, well, maybe we should put an offer on it.
Yeah.
That's when. But now the Hive is a event arts space for anybody to come and, do full productions. Full companies can come in and rent everything out. We do co-collaborations. We do music events. We produced our first year. This year it's dedicated to kind of being a space for the community to come in and find what those collaborations are and what collaborations in the community are needed.
We have people in the neighborhood that rent it for birthday parties, and film screenings.
Yeah.
Hamlin University has done a lot of things here.
Most importantly, it wants to feel like when you walk in that you are entering a very hospitable place and that you're at home, because it is. It's
literally our home.
All of our the decorations and the thing. It's our stuff that comes from our lives and our histories, and we want everyone to feel like they're welcome in our home and it's their home. So yeah.
Well, as you know, the Twin Cities Theater Bloggers voted it our favorite venue.
We were so
and we
thrilled.
love it.
Oh.
We're so appreciative.
Because we do love it.
Yeah.
It is.
Thank you.
It does feel like a home.
Yeah.
Which for many of us, we spend enough time in the theater that it's our home away from home.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we are very grateful to you and all of the bloggers for your support and coming in and loving our space.
Yeah.
And giving us feedback on the space. We
Yes,
love that
we
too.
love that.
You also have a monthly series.
Yeah.
We do.
16 bar bingo.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's a monthly event. We usually try to do it on one of the final Mondays of the month. So we bring in a pianist, we bring in singers from the community, and then we perform as well. And there are different themes to the bingo. So it's a mix between bingo and trivia, and there's a sing-along element to
and
it.
Name that tune.
Yeah, name that tune. So we do little snippets of songs, 16 bars, which is sometimes when you go to auditions as performers, they say, we're cutting it down to 16 bars, which basically is 30 seconds of a song. 75 songs, so we go through 3 rounds. The first round is 1 bingo, second round is 2 bingos, then we do a coverall. And we change singers every month. I think our first year we had close to 60 performers in the Twin Cities that we used. And it's a great opportunity for folks that maybe don't go see a lot of theater to come and experience theater makers and theater performers and some theater songs, and also get exposure and potentially win tickets to theater events.
We're very fortunate that the neighborhood the Hamlin Midway neighborhood is really excited that we're here and that we are doing events and inviting people into the space. Literally last night at bingo, there were 2 women that live like 2 blocks away that had never been before. And they were like, we just wanted something to do tonight and we love that this is happening. And so we came and they had a great time. But one night there were some women from down the block who came for the first time to bingo. And it was a more musical theater based one. And we set out all of our songbooks to use as your like desk space. And we looked over and they were looking through the songbooks, trying to like get hints.
Figure it out.
And it was very
Low
cute.
key cheating.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I came to, I think it was the first one.
Yeah, probably.
And luckily I had Keith Russell, another theater blogger with,
yes.
and Julie Jackson, another theater blogger, because there were a lot of shows I had not seen before.
It's way harder than you think it's
Yes,
going to be.
it is.
Sometimes.
We sort of did a group effort.
Yes.
Yeah. Which you should.
Everybody
We
had different
encourage that.
Everybody
bingo
can.
cards, so
I
you know.
think I think Eric might be the only person who could probably name every song ever, but that's just
Well,
your brain,
But yeah.
which is why you're really good at. But bingo, 16-bar bingo, while there are iterations of music bingo that have happened before, this is something that I will toot our own horn in
Yeah.
saying we created this event and
the live music,
li-
live
yeah.
singing aspect of it, you know, music.
And the name and all of that.
Music bingos that I've seen other places, it's a playlist or something.
Yeah. Sure.
And you're just sitting there listening.
but
and of
we
course
create
you can sing.
these like every month.
Yeah, we
create
generate the
set
cards,
lists.
we generate the.
We
you know,
assign the singers, we get all the music. It's a lot of work.
Right.
And
But-
it's so much fun and totally worth it, but
Yeah.
it's a big endeavor.
Yeah.
Well, that is the difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
When it's, this is your space, this is your event.
Yeah.
You might be up till 3 a.m, but you almost don't care.
Yeah.
Because it's so much fun.
Yeah, that's definitely something that is, you know, the backbone of kind of the types of things that we want to do here. You know, where are people going to have fun and spend their money outside of theater and entertainment, and how can we take those elements and combine those and just to create a community of people that want to go out, you know, and want to be together and want to have a great time.
And talk about your concessions, because that's always a really neat aspect of
Yeah.
coming here.
The spirit of wanting everybody to feel comfortable and really have it be hospitable, we do a complimentary concession situation. So every event, regardless of if it is our event that we have produced, we like to offer complimentary concessions. So we have sparkling water, we have pop, we have beer, we've had NA beer, we're integrating
Rob.
that even more. We do, you know, a rainbow variety of boxed wines. And then we have popcorn from Tom's Popcorn Shop in South Minneapolis. They're the best. And
Sometimes if it's a specific event, we add something themed. So
yes, like a cocktail
or last night for State Fair Bingo, we had unlimited
all you can drink milk.
just like at the
Okay.
fair,
Yes.
and cookie bars.
And my
things, so.
mom likes to make bars for bingo. But yeah, it's a way for us to just invite people to have a good time. And
And when you
it's-
come to somebody's house for a party, they're going to offer you, you know, and that's
Right.
again,
Yep.
just an extension of
Yeah.
how we live.
And we love that people are excited about it. I don't think like so many things here that have happened over the past 2 years, I think we anticipated it hopefully being a good thing and people coming and enjoying, but I think the response has been even more enthusiastic than we ever could have anticipated, which is great.
Theatrical hospitality is so important. We were just talking about, you know, you walk in, the temperature is regulated, there's a smiling face meeting you, you know, you get to come in and have complimentary concessions that, you know, is potentially a surprise.
And there's lots of cool,
You know.
eclectic, you know,
Yeah,
artwork
there's stuff
and
to look
interesting
at.
stuff to
The
see.
bathrooms are themed, which we might talk about later. But I think just setting people up for success, performers and audience members, to create that connection. If you're both feeling at home and you're both ready to engage and share, the experience is just going to be so much better. So
And you're going to want to come back.
yeah.
Right.
First question we ask kind of is, well, this is what's your budget?
Yeah.
This is kind of where we're at, but
What do you need?
how can we collaborate? And
Yeah,
how can
within reason for everyone, because
right.
we ultimately we want everybody to walk away feeling good about it,
Yeah.
both from the full experience, but also financially,
And the collaborative conversations sometimes prove that maybe they don't need as much as they thought they needed.
Yeah.
Also, on the other end, sometimes we have conversations that it's like, oh, we need a little bit, we need more, so
Yeah.
and then that turns into, but we pride ourselves on how responsive we are to email, to phone calls, to any, to texts, to, we're always around to help. So we're here. We're not in your hair unless you want us to be in your hair. Right. So, we do offer, again, that hospitality. Yeah. We're not going to leave you out to dry. Here's the key, have fun.
And if you want to literally have us open the doors and you never see us, we can do that too.
Yeah.
We're very, very accommodating.
Yeah, the Hive Collaborative.
Yeah.
We're here for everything.
It's true.
Now, you mentioned that the previous owners, they lived in the house, ran the space, raised their family. Are you planning to raise a family here?
We've got a dog, and we're adding another dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a furry family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sally, our oldest, the oldest,
Almost off to college.
named after Sally Bowles and Sally Durant Plummer from Cabaret and Follies. So loves it over here.
She does.
She comes over and this is her space and loves the basement down there, and they will be theater dogs and play over here together at the end of the night. Once the paying customers, or sometimes not, if they're okay with it, you'll hear thump 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 thump, and Sally will come up the stairs and she'll say goodnight to everybody. So, I mean, we'll be here for, we'll be here.
And this is our baby.
Yeah. This.
At this point, I'm not sure. Adding another dog is going to be an adventure, but it's a dream. I certainly didn't know that I had, but it's incredible and very fulfilling, and we're really excited to just see where that takes us. We both brought a lot of different
dreams and wishes and
also skill sets. We both have a lot of experience in leadership and in organizational qualities, and for me, event planning. And that has been very useful.
Yeah. And I always wanted to produce or maybe, be an artistic director or something, and, that didn't necessarily come with owning a space, but that's a different way of looking at, artistic leadership, and, it's
having a space that we could not only produce our own things out of, but then offer that space to the community.
Sure.
Is just really something I don't think we ever knew
it's
could
our baby.
happen.
Right.
It's our baby. It's
It
the
totally
baby.
is. It is. Yeah.
Well, let's switch gears
Sure.
a little bit and tell us how the two of you met.
So I'm not from Minnesota. I grew up in southwest Ohio, and I came to Minnesota to work in 2012 and I was here for a while doing an opera with the first Mill City Summer Opera. Was brought back to work with Nautilus, and while I was here, I auditioned for the Chanhassen Dinner Theaters, and I got a call about coming in to replace in 2014.
Yep.
Yeah, so I got that call to replace in Hello Dolly at Chanhassen Dinner Theaters in 2014, and I was doing a show in Indianapolis at the time, and I had like a week off. I was gonna have a week off in between, and I had a matinee, but our final evening performance of Oklahoma, I tore my ACL on stage, and I finished the show. I did the show the next day, and then I had a week and kind of was figuring out, and I was like, oh my gosh, I really want to go to Minnesota to do this gig, and am I gonna do it? So then I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna figure it out. So I put a big brace on and went and did my rehearsal week for Hello Dolly, and then we met one of the nights that I was there to shadow. Laura was the birthday monitor,
Still am.
and we met there. And also, the first thing that I did on stage at Chan was run on from the wings in the of Hello Dolly. Call on Dolly, and we had to be in a very artistic pose, a kissing pose, if
We
you
were
will.
called the kissing couple.
Yeah,
So
so-
that was the very first thing we did on stage is
Yes.
I was stage left and Eric was stage right on the top platform, and we ran and we posed kissing.
But the first thing I did with Laura was go downstairs to the kitchen and grab a bus tub of dish plates for somebody's birthday.
I was bossy, and I came out of the dressing room and I was like, "Hey, you want to come carry a bus tub of plates for me?"
Yeah,
And then here we are.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's where we met.
that is where we met.
Yeah,
At Chanhassen Dinner Theater.
We did.
yes, that's right.
One of the many romances that
Sharing-
began there.
Sharing chicken tenders and really
And coffee.
and really good ranch dressing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And we would sit in the Hogarth and drink coffee by the fireplace.
Yeah, yeah.
1,000 years ago.
Well, it's such a great. I mean, that play. You get a gig there, and you are with people for
6 months.
6 months at minimum. At the
Yeah.
so you really, for better for worse, in some situations, you really get to know folks.
Yeah.
So I
Right.
mean, that creates. Talk about creating a family.
Yeah.
That place, has created many families and many webs of families.
Do you like to work together? Or is that something you avoid?
So we have literally only performed together twice. Outside of bingo.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
So Hello Dolly, and then we did a 2-week run of $1 Million Quartet up at La Hamadou. So the production that Eric was in as Jerry Lee Lewis, I got to step in and play Diane in that 2-week run. So that's literally the only 2 times that we've ever been in a show together. I will only speak for myself. I would love the opportunity to be on stage, or I would love to be directed by you at some point. And hopefully that will happen. We've got a long life, hopefully, ahead of us.
And a theater.
Well,
Yes.
and yes, I will say it has been an adventure figuring out like the work-life balance of owning a business and being married. And we, are working on clocking in and clocking out.
And also that idea of this space is it's not for our whimsy, right? We're putting our hopes and our dreams and our tasks and passions into it, but it's important that it's for everyone and for the community, and it's not. We would like to find a project that we can collaborate on together in the space.
Yeah.
But it wants to be the right time. It wants to be the right project. It wants to be the right fit for a lot of different reasons. But I'll tell you what, that time we had the La Hamadou experience when we got to be up there and do a really fun show and just kind of that was our focus and that was the
We didn't have to do anything else
Yeah.
except be up there and do that show. And
Yeah.
we brought our bikes and we biked
Yeah.
like every day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was magic.
This is like an echo of the first theater couple.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
Ryan
yes,
and
with
Todd,
Ryan.
of course.
They
Oh my
were up there
gosh.
for once, and
Yep.
that
It
was like
truly-
their favorite experience
It's
working together.
it's just those opportunities where you
Yeah.
just get this like magical little haven where kind of the rest of the world disappears
Yeah.
is pretty amazing.
Where you get to feel really great about your art
Yes,
and
like
the
artistically
experience that you're
fulfilling.
doing,
Yeah.
the show. We had a great time with MDQ and I also have a soft spot for once in those two as
Yes.
well. But yeah, there's
Yeah.
nothing like it. And of course down in the cities you never get to you always are hustling and bustling and
Yeah.
doing the thing. And
So in the 2 years that we've been here and that the Hive has existed, there was only a couple month period where we both were able to be here all the time. In a perfect world, if we could both be here all the time, that'd be pretty cool. And I think it's really valuable and important that we both are actively working outside of here in the community, because I think not only does that bring more people here and let people know about it, but it keeps us integrated into what it is, what it takes to be a theater maker and a full-time theater maker. And I think that perspective is really valuable.
Yeah.
So as much as we have people say like, well, will the Hive be the only thing like that you guys do at some point? And maybe, but I don't think that that's the dream either exclusively. I think it's really important for us to continue to be creating outside of the hive too.
We don't want to be cut off from
Yeah.
the family that makes this place thrive, right?
Yeah.
We want to keep
it buzzing.
Yeah, keep it buzzing.
Do you give each other performance notes?
I would say no.
No, but I would say we ask each other
Yeah.
for feedback,
Yeah.
for sure.
If we're auditioning or something, or we have sides, or watch a song or something, or give the feedback, then yes. But no, we don't go see each other's shows and
Be like, I have a note for you.
yes,
No.
that note's flat, or
No.
yes, or whatever. Yeah, no. We
We
stay
do
out
give
of
each
that.
other a really hard time during bingo, though, especially during bingo rehearsals.
Yes.
Lots of faces being made at
Yeah,
one another.
many, yeah. But
But
that's
all in good fun.
But that's all in. Yeah.
Sure. Is it difficult if one of you is booking a lot of shows and the other one's just not getting anything? How do you handle that?
Oh, sure. I mean, I think that is a challenging thing, regardless of the industry that you're in, navigating if one person is feeling really successful and the other isn't.
And there are different elements to that too. It's like consistency is one level of
Yep.
feeling good or bad about your life and career, but then also where you're working, who you're working with,
The type of role that you're playing.
yeah, it's a very fine line. And I think we have an interesting experience with you have long runs, you have
Yes, I've been really
so
fortunate to have pretty consistent employment out at the dinner theater for most of our relationship. Not all the time, but and that sustainability is wonderful, and has been really beneficial to our lives.
And now that I direct and design, there's more projects for me. There's different places. There's more people, so that element is sometimes, it might feel like there's a lot going on, but it's not that I'm doing more or being more successful. It's just a different way of looking at it. But there are certainly times where it's like, wow, it would be great to not be working on 4 projects right now and just have something I could focus on and be, and then I think also on the other side, it's like, wow, it would be great to
be doing something different
work
and not
on 50, work on 50 projects at the same time.
Yeah.
I'd love to do that.
I think we've been in a really unique situation for most of our careers and most of our life together has been, navigating that balance.
We've been at it long enough at enough places in enough, regions to kind of know that there's so much that goes into getting cast and casting, and I think we try to keep a level head and really dig into this is what's going on right now, and this is what's needed, and this is what's not needed, and this is,
And I think that's also part of what's really great about having a partner in the same industry. While I think that is not a necessity by any means, I think that, at least for us, it is incredibly helpful. Not only because now we literally own a business together, but even before that, I think, our schedules are really unique. I think the ins and outs of auditions and rejection and navigating different opportunities, again, that's not always specific just to our industry, but I think having someone who you don't have to explain or flush out what it is that you're feeling or experiencing because you've experienced it too. And I think in that same regard, we're very good at allowing each other the space to process, but I also think that we're pretty good at reminding each other of, that sucks, but it also isn't the end of the world. And that's not the way you wanted it to go, or I wanted it to go, or we wanted it to go. And in 24 hours, we're going to move on and think about all of the other amazing things that we've got going on.
Eric, you're all over the place, directing, acting, performing, designing. Laura, you generally tend to be at Chanhassen.
Yeah.
I always think of Chanhassen as a really good gig for an actor because
For sure.
you've got a nice block of time of months of employment.
Yep.
Which, as an actor, employment is
Yeah.
the downside, I imagine, to that is you're doing the same show for 6-8 months.
Yep.
And every once in a while you'd like to, I mean, obviously you're doing something you love.
Yeah.
But how many times can you sing Hello Dolly?
Yeah.
Hundreds.
I have been very, very fortunate that this is my, I think, White Christmas. I will be in White Christmas. That'll be my 20th production at Chan since I graduated college. And that's an incredible feat. And I'm really, really proud. And I've worked really hard to do that. I think sometimes people think that there is a company at Chan that like just is in every show. That's not the case. And we audition for every show like everybody else. And we don't, there have been many shows that I haven't booked.
Sure.
It's hard not to get used to a steady paycheck. As a union actor, that means that I get insurance,
Right.
you know, and so that stability is amazing. Like you were saying, the trade-off is you are doing 8 shows a week of the same show for sometimes a full year. I've done multiple full year runs. The great thing is that every show is different. Literally every performance is different. Just like any other job, more often than not, you're going to be doing the same thing every day. Like you're going to have the same expectations of what your job looks like every day, regardless. Same thing goes for performing. You're just doing your job. When you have a long contract, it is your job. We are really lucky that the thing we love and the thing we're passionate about and the thing that maybe started as a hobby for some people is now the thing that we do as our full-time career. And for us, like literally in every aspect of our life. Doing the same show every day, multiple times a day, it's my job. I haven't found it to be like monotonous. I'm grateful for that. I also think that especially in a long run, you have people coming and going, whether that be for vacations, whether that be in and out for illness or injury, whether that be
me,
whether that be Eric coming in and taking over and changing the trajectory of my life. But things change. The audience is different every show. Something crazy might happen. You know, I have done a lot of understudying and swinging. So during Beautiful, I think I did 23 different versions of that show amongst all of the different tracks that I covered. And while swinging and understudying is not my favorite thing to do, I'm also, I know, unfortunately, very good at it because my brain can do that.
Sure.
It's a huge, great, amazing thing that we have, the dinner theater, that can provide stability for a lot of people.
It's truly
an anomaly.
An anomaly around the country. I mean,
and there's going to be changes. New leadership is obviously going to shake things up a little bit, and I'm very interested to see what the future of it is from an artistic perspective. I think it's going to be exciting and different and interesting. And also, it was, speaking of family, I mean, Michael Brindisi valued the family aspect of that and really valued and understood the magnitude of that. He and that organization held a lot of people's livelihoods in their hands. And I think we now, as artistic leaders in our own way, acknowledge, not on that scale by any means, but really valuing community and supporting the community as best that we can.
Yeah, and what it means to have a really singular experience when you come to the theater.
Yeah.
We'll link to the Hive Collaborative's website in the show notes so you can peruse the schedule and purchase tickets to upcoming events. Eric will be directing Once Upon a Mattress out at Lakeshore Players in White Bear Lake. That runs from April 24th to May 17th and will be appearing in Come From Away this summer at the Guthrie Theater. Laura will be a long-term acting swing for Guys and Dolls at Chanhassen Dinner Theaters for 8 weeks in April and May, and again at the end of the run. And of course, you can see them both perform monthly at 16 Bar Bingo at the Hive. Now, here are a couple of reviews of shows running now. Whether it moves me to cheers or tears, puts me to sleep, or gets me up on my feet. These are my Minnesota Honest reviews. Truthful, but not hurtful. Tennessee Williams's The Glass Menagerie is a true classic, not just because it's old, but because it still hits emotionally. And Theater La Ti Da's current production proves exactly why this play has endured. This show is directed by Theater La Ti Da artistic director and winner of the 2025 Twin Cities Theater Blog Award for Favorite Director of a Musical, Justin Lucera. And it's one of the most impressive pieces of work I've seen from the company. Any worries about the future after Peter Rothstein's departure are long gone. Lucero's direction is detailed, thoughtful, and emotionally powerful, and it features what may be the best use of video I've ever seen in a stage production. The cast is led by Stages of Minnesota favorite Dustin Bronson, who plays Tom, and also serves as the show's onstage cinematographer. Now, that might sound like a gimmick, but it isn't. The Glass Menagerie is a memory play, and Tom is obsessed with movies, so seeing his memories projected on screen feels completely natural and deeply effective. Bronson moves effortlessly between addressing the audience, filming the action, and interacting with the other actors. The camera work and projections designed by Adam J. Thompson are incredibly precise, and it's clear an enormous amount of work went into making it all run so smoothly. In the first act, the focus is largely on Tom's complicated relationship with his mother Amanda, played by Nora Long. Amy Ekberg's Laura starts off more withdrawn, but she really comes into her own in Act 2 with the arrival of Jim, played by Brandon Brooks. Brooks also provides live accompaniment using glass instruments, creating a beautiful atmospheric soundscape. It's a really cool theatrical element, and he pulls it off flawlessly, while also giving a warm, engaging performance as Jim. The scenes between Jim and Laura are tender, awkward, hopeful, and heartbreaking all at once. And they perfectly capture how fragile dreams and possibilities can be, just like Laura's glass collection. Overall, this is a stunning production, beautifully acted, smartly designed, and expertly directed. If you've never seen The Glass Menagerie, this is an ideal introduction. And if you're interested in how theater and film can work together, this show is a must-see. The Glass Menagerie runs through March 1st at Theater La Ti Da. We'll link to their website in the show notes. The Guthrie made a bold choice with Macbeth this season, especially considering the bad luck that's followed some recent Macbeth-adjacent productions around town. Thankfully, there's no curse in sight here. This production is fast, thrilling, and absolutely gripping, and I'd hate for anyone to miss it. Former Guthrie artistic director Joe Dowling returns to direct, and the result is a sharp, modern-feeling take on Shakespeare's tragedy of ambition and corruption. Daniel Jose Molina is outstanding as Macbeth. His performance is powerful from start to finish, and his take on tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow is unlike any reading I've heard. Making the famous speeches feel fresh and effective as Molina does is what makes revisiting Shakespeare's work so exciting. The supporting cast is equally strong. John Catron shines as Macduff. The final fight, choreographed by Annie Enking, is lightning fast and precise, and Megan Kreidler brings real depth to Lady Macbeth as she begins to unravel. It's also great to see Stages of Minnesota favorites Regina Marie Williams and Daniel Petzold in the mix. Visually, the show is striking. The cold, towering set, the fog, the lighting create a haunting atmosphere that makes this feel more like a modern thriller than a centuries-old play. And that driving pace never lets up. If you've never seen Macbeth, this is a fantastic place to start. And if you have, this is a fresh, exciting take that's well worth your time. Macbeth runs through March 22nd at the Guthrie Theater in Minneapolis. We'll link to the website in the show notes.
Do I really have to go? Hard pressed to find a reason to brave the cold. So warm inside your cabin, give me just another moment. Wrapped inside the blanket of your body, the blanket of your body. Time to hit the open road. Loving arms await me, their domain knows me alone. Never a single question, 35 years full of holiday cheer, and still no invitation for my +1. But underneath this winter sky, I just can't seem to say goodbye.
That's it for this episode. We'll be back soon with part 2 of our theater couples interview with Eric and Laura, along with a tour of the Hive from the much-loved Bat Room to the infamously questionable Bootlegger's Tunnel. We'll reveal all of the Hive's secrets. Love theater, but money is tight? Sign up for the Stages of Minnesota +1 Club. Email me at robdunkelberger@thestagesofmn.com. Send me your name and mobile phone number, and I'll add you to the +1 Club. When I have a +1 ticket available, I'll text the +1 Club members, and if you can make it, text me back directly. No group text replies. The first person to reply gets to see a show for free with me. Interested in sponsoring an episode of The Stages of Minnesota? Just email me at robdunkelberger@thestagesofminnesota.com. We had a lot of fun last year with some of our sponsors, and I hope we can do more of those in 2026. But we're also open to doing non-fun sponsorships. So if you want something straight-laced, just say, I'll have mine without any of that funny business. Faithful viewers, if you have questions, comments, advice, or ideas of topics you'd like to see covered on the show, feel free to email. You can read my full reviews of all the shows I see on my blog at thestagesofmn.com. Remember, if you see me out at a show, don't be shy, say hi. Let's get a photo together and put you on the Stages of Minnesota. Thanks as always to Ryan Lee for the generous use of his music. Every note of music used on the Stages of Minnesota comes from his albums, which you can find at ryanlee.bandcamp.com. Whether you're watching the YouTube edition or listening to the podcast version, please help spread the word. Subscriptions to the Stages of Minnesota YouTube channel, podcast, and blog are free. If you subscribe to all 3, you can take advantage of our bundle, which gets you 3 free subscriptions for less than you would pay for 2 free subscriptions. You can't ask for a better deal. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and review the show. Until next week, as Carol Jackson said as she stared into the sparkless, cold, unfeeling eyes of an ICE agent, stop. Just stop. And I know she'd also want me to tell the rest of you to support your local theater, because when this is all over, we'll need them to still be there, to help us make sense of all of this, and to help us to heal. So go see a show.